So, hello everyone. So, here I am again, Engineer Peter Pelayo, discussing about Chapter 2, first topic, which is the separation of variables. So, ang Chapter 2 natin, mahaba-haba siya. So, it contains many solutions. So, solutions of a differential equation. So, sa kahaba-haba ng ano siya, pwede mo siyang hatiin into 7 parts. So, ang first part is separation of variables. So, separation of variables, yun yung pinaka madaling madidiscuss in solving a solution of a differential equation. So, remember lang natin na ang solution of a differential equation is an equation free of derivatives. So, here is the outline of this chapter. Actually, part 1 ng chapter 2. So, separation variables, example problems, and may mga supplementary. Pero, ang didiscuss ko lang is ito. Siyempre, yung supplementary, hindi yan dinidiscuss. Sino-solve nyo yan. So, learning outcomes. So, after this topic, the student can identify differential equation if it is separable. Kasi pag hindi siya separable, siguro next topic siya. Pero pag separable siya, dito siya. So, and then find manually or numerically solution to differential equation, system of differential equation, and initial value problems by method of separation of variables. So, dito pwede rin tayo, meron tayong, di ba, meron nga tayong tinatawag na general and particular solution. So, magsosolve din tayo ng mga ganon, na hindi lang puro general solution ang kukunin natin. And then, we can, we can also interpret solution to differential equations, system of DE, and initial value problems by method of separation of variables. So, let's start sa separation of variables. In the solution of a first order DE, the simplest is the one in which the variables say x and y. So, pag mostly gagamitin nating variable is x and y, but let us not limit ourselves na x and y lang ginagamit natin. But, yun nga, most ng examples or ng discussion, x and y. And, syempre, ang pinakasimple, kapag madali mo lang siyang separate. Kaya nga, separation of variables, isa-separate mo lang si x. Kumbaga, maghahalo si x at dx and maghahalo si y at dy. So, by this, it means that the function x times dy is separable from the function x times dx yan is separable x times dx, okay? Separable from the function y dy. So, x times dx. So, balik natin si general form, yung diniscuss sa chapter 1. So, f is the quantity d and y. So, from the highest derivatives up to the derivative na lowest, yung order niya. Then, the variables x, y, so equal to 0. 2.0 siya dito, pero 1.0 siya sa chapter 1. So, etong equation na to, general form, i-convert natin siya into, ito na yung magiging standard form natin. Equation 2.1 may also be written in terms of the differential dx and dy. So, m times xy. So, ito, yung derivatives niya. Hindi na siya dy over dx. Paghihiwalayin natin siya. Ito, m times dx. So, lahat ng partner ni dx, m natin. Tandaan nyo ta, m as a function of x and y. So, x, y function siya na can contain x, can contain y, or can contain both. Yun yung meaning ng x, the quantity x, y. And then n, basta ang partner ni m dx, partner ni n dy. So, pwede rin siyang quantity xy kasi pwede siyang purely x, pwede rin siyang purely y, or combination of both. So, where m and n are both function of x and y, and let function m be written as function of x and function n be written as fy. Okay. So, masasabi natin siyang separable kapag, una, si m mo, mxy dx is a function na pwede kang mag-multiply ng f1x times g1y dx. So, partner, yun nga, may dx siya. Si m mo, pwede mo siyang mapaghiwalay kapag mapaghihiwalay mo si x mo tsaka si y mo. Or, a function of x multiplied by a function of y. And then, pag si n mo, f2x times g2y. So, big sabihin, mapagsinam by using a multiplication sign si function of x and function of y. Okay. So, for the case where the variables are separated, so, from m dx, di ba? Ito nga yan. So, substitute natin si, so, yan, para makita. So, substitute natin ito, here. So, f1x, g1y dx. And then, f2y, g2y, substitute natin kay n. So, f2x, g2y. And then, we will divide or multiply 1 over. This is the first term of the equation, the left side of the equation, and then this is the second term. Tama? Sineperate siya ng either, pwedeng minus yan, plus, minus, yan. Depende sa given. Now, let's go first sa first term. Si f1 mo, a function of x. Si g1 mo, a function of y. And then may dx ka. So, ano yung i-ano natin? Mumultiply natin ng 1 over, una, gy. Gy kasi maisubsupadi ka dito yung first term. X to, y to, x to. Okay? So, since dito yung may subsupadi, so, 1 over g1y. And then, sa second term, f2x is an x function, g2y is a y function, and dy is, syempre, y function. So, ito yung may subsupadi ni x nga may isa. So, mumultiply natin yung whole equation ng 1 over g1y f2x. I-multiply mo dagija yung may subsupadi. Now, the equation will be f1 over x over f2x kasi magka-cancel out si g1y. Then, dx. And then, g2y over g1y. Magka-cancel si f2x sa second term is equal to 0. And now, we will integrate this. Napaghiwalay mo na si x mo. So, nasa first term si x, nasa second term si y. So, napaghiwalay mo na sila. Meaning, it is talagang variable separable tong yung equation. And then, integrate lang natin siya. Integrate natin to. So, ang lalabas is a function na x lang. Integrate natin in terms of x. And then, integrate natin to. Second term, g2y over g1y dy is a function na ang lalabas ay gy. So, a function of y. And then, equate mo lang kasi ang integral ng 0 or integral of any constant will be c. So, which is the standard form, the first ordinary DE with variables separable. The solution to which can be obtained by integration. So, pag naka-integral ka na, simplify mo lang kung may masisimplify, ganun na yung answer niya. So, magkakaroon tayo ng tatlong examples. Okay? So, example natin, first problem. So, given x e raised to negative y dx plus y csc x or cosecant x dy is equal to 0. Solution. Now, let us look at the first term x e y dx. So, maybe dakdakan tayo. So, yun. Pinalaki ko lang siya. Okay na. Mas clear siya. So, let us look at the first term x e raised to negative y dx. May supadi. E raised to negative y. Tama. Kasi x siya, function of x. This is a function of y. And this is a, syempre, dx, function of x. So, 1 over e raised to negative y. And then, sa second term, y csc x dy, di may subsupadi ni csc x. Kasi, function of y, function of x, function of y. So, nandun si csc x. And then, so, mumultiply natin siya dyan. Magiging equation is x dx, makakancel out si e raised to negative y sa first term. So, over csc x. And then, y dy, makakancel si csc x. Tapos, over e raised to negative y is equal to 0. But let us take note that sine x is equal to 1 over cosecant x. And e raised to positive y is equal to 1 over e raised to negative y. Ito, trigo. Ito, algebra. Nasa pre-calc. Then, x, so CSC, tataas lang, sin x dx, plus y dy is equal to 0. So, integrate natin both side of the equation. So, ganun. Since, kanina, di ba, na-prove natin na mapagsinam ni x and y. Etong equation na to, purely x. Etong part na to, purely y. So, ibig sabihin, talagang etong given problem is a variable separable problem. So, pag hindi mo na paghiwalay, example, may y dyan, meaning, hindi siya variable separable. Or hindi siya part ng separation of variables. Okay? So, tuloy natin yung equation. So, then, the integral of x sin x. Paano natin i-integral si x sin x? So, isa-isayin lang natin So, this is term 1, first term, second term. Alam naman natin na integral ng 0 ay c. So, diretso c na yan. So, paano natin i-integrate si x sin x? Sa tingin nyo. So, integrate natin siya using IBP or integration by parts. So, alalahanin natin na integration by parts is integral of u dv is equal to ano yung pag integral of u dv? Sulat na lang natin. Sige. So, insert equation. Madi. Ito. Insert tayo ng text box. Maybe. Simple text. Madi. So, paano natin siya isusulat? Dito lang. So, just to have a review, mag-insert tayo ng equation. So, alalahanin natin na equation siya. So, alalahanin natin ng integral ng u dv, tama, is equal to, ano yung ano niya? uv to ub minus b, the integral of, so integral ulit, minus b du. Okay. Yan ba yan? u db du. So, sa problem, assume natin ang u is x at ang dv natin is sin x. So, derivative of u is du, derivative of x is dx. And then, the integral of dv is b, integral ng sin x. Integral ng sin x dx is negative cosine x. So, pag sinulat natin, u times b, x times negative cosine x, so negative x cos x, minus b du, ang b natin is negative cosine x du. So, integral ng negative cosine x dx. So, negative times negative, magiging positive yung equation. So, kopya, pababa, ang integral ng cosine x dx is sin x dx. Okay. So, meaning, ang integral ng x sin x dx is x cosine x, negative x cosine x plus sin x. And then, solve naman natin si second term. So, first term pa lang yon. So, second term naman tayo in the integral of ye dy. So, pag in-integral natin si ye dy, ganun pa rin. Integration by parts pa rin. So, ito yung ano natin, basa natin, ilalet u natin si y, and then, syempre, du, derivative of u is du, derivative of y is dy, and then, ilalet natin si dv as ey dy. So, integral both sides, integral dv is b, integral ni ey dy is simple as ey. So, ub, u times b, ey, ayun yun. Minus b du, minus ey dy. Ayan. So, ang integral ni e raised to y dy is equal to y e raised to y minus ey. And then, yun nga, sinulit ko pa rin si integral of 0, which is c. Substitute lahat natin, papunta dun sa ano. So, kopyahan natin si x cosine x plus sin x. Tiyanan. And then, si ey minus ey. Ito yun. And then, equal to c. Then, tanggalin lang natin yung mga parentheses. Yun na yung equation or yung solution natin. So, that's it for problem number 1. Hi. So, problem number 2 or example number 2. So, given xy cubed dx plus the quantity y plus 1, so multiplied by e raised to negative x dy is equal to 0. With given conditions or boundary conditions, y is equal to 1 when x is equal to 0. So, pag may given na ganyan, alam natin nang makukuha natin is an equation, a solution which is particular. Okay. So, now, from the first term, x y cubed dx, may subsupadi, y cubed. So, ayun yun, si y cubed. Plus y plus 1. So, second term, itong buong to. Okay, itong buong tong second term. This y plus 1 is a function of y. E raised to negative x is a function of x. And dy, syempre, function of y. So, may subsupadi, e raised to negative x. Kaya ang multiply natin is 1 over e raised to negative x y cubed. And then, so, ang magiging ano niya, x dx, mawawala si y cubed doon kasi yun nga, cancel out, over e raised to negative x plus the quantity y plus 1 dy all over y cube is equal to 0. So, ito yung equation 1 natin sa example number 2. And ay tataas pala natin si e raised to negative x para maging x ex dx. And then, yun, equation 1. And then, solving for the first term in equation 1. So, x ex dx ulit. Oh my God, IBP na naman. So, let u is equal to x. So, derivative u is equal to derivative x. And then, let db is equal to ex dx. So, integral of db, b, integral of ex dx, ex. So, yun nga, the integral of udb is equal to ub, u times b, x ex minus b du. So, ex dx. So, minus the integral of ex dx. So, ang integral ni ex dx is ex. So, the first term, integral of x e dx, x e raised to x dx, results to x times e raised to x minus e raised to x. So, equation 2 natin yan. And then, solving the second term, itong the integral of y plus 1, the quantity dy, all over y cube. So, sa tingin nyo, paano natin solve yan? Ano natin i-integrate yan? So, ito lang yan. So, paghiwalay natin siya, una, y and then plus 1. So, magiging y over y cube, which is 1 over y squared. And then, hiwalay si 1 over y cube. Tama. So, and then, tataas natin si squared, y squared magiging y raised to negative 2. Ito yon. And then, tataas natin si y cube. Ito yon. And now, the integral of y raised to negative 2. So, magpa-plus 1. So, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Ito yon. All over negative 1. And then, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2 all over negative 2. So, simplify lang natin. Negative 1 over y, si so bababa si y raised to negative 1. Naging y raised to positive 1. Or just simply y. Minus, kasi negative 2 yon. Bababa si y squared, raised to negative 2. Magiging y squared. So, etong equation na to naging negative 1 over y minus 1 over 2y squared. Yun yung integral ng second term natin. And then, ulitin ko, integral of 0 is constant. So, kopyahan natin sa equation 2, equation 3, and equation 4 to equation 1. So, x e raised to x minus e raised to x plus negative 1 over y minus 1 over 2y squared is equal to c. And then, ito ang magiging general solution natin. Kaso, meron tayong given na boundary conditions. So, sasolve natin yung particular solution. So, using the given boundary conditions, y is equal to 1 when x is equal to 0. Substitute mo lang si y, so substitute mo 1. So, maging 1 yan. So, 1 over 1. Ito, 0. 0 raised to e raised to 0 or just simply 0. E raised to 0 and then negative 1 over y. So, negative 1 over 1. Yun yun. Minus 1 over 2 times 1 squared. Is equal to c. And then, makukuha natin value ni c is negative 5 halves. So, substitute natin si negative 5 halves into the general solution. X ex minus ex minus 1 over y minus 1 over 2y squared is equal to negative 5 halves. And then, simplify lang natin yung full equation multiplied by 2y squared magiging 2xy squared ex minus 2, multiply natin is 2y squared 2y squared ex and then minus 2y minus 1 and then lilipat natin yung para ang solution natin equal to 0 lang. So, plus 5y squared. Ito na yung sagot sa problem number 2. So, let's go to problem number 3. Final example natin for this separation of variable topic. So, given 2xy dy over dx equal to 1 plus y squared with a given boundary condition. So, particular solution makukuha ulit natin. Y is equal to 3 when x is equal to 2. So, ito. Makita tayo nga ni dy over dx nagtipon. Okay nga, nagtipon. Pag sinsinain tayo nga rod, di ba? So, ang gagawin lang natin, mumultiplyan natin ng dx both sides. So, magiging, ang equation na to, magiging 2xy dy is equal to 1 plus y squared dx. Tama. So, yun, naghiwalay na si dy dx. So, masaya-saya to. And then, we will multiply or divide pala. 1 over, magmumultiply tayo ng 1 over kung ano yung tagday, may supsupadi. So, for the left side, 2xy dy, di may supsupadi is x. Actually, pwede mong isama si 2. Pwede mo rin hindi isama si 2. Okay lang. Pero for this, gawin natin, hindi natin sinama si 2. So, 1 over x. And then, 1 over y squared dx. Now, meron tayong equation na y, meron tayong equation na x. So, since ito si dx, dapat maiiwan si dx. Kailangan na i-divide natin si dx. So, ang i-divide natin is 1 over y squared. So, yung etong equation multiplied by 1 over x plus, the quantity, x times the quantity 1 plus y squared. Magiging, so, the 2xy dy, mawawala si x. So, 2y dy over 1 plus y squared is equal to dx over x kasi mawawala si 1 plus y squared. Or, lilipat natin si dx sa left side of the equation para 0 na lang natira doon. So, 2y dy over 1 plus y squared minus dx over x. And then, since napaghiwalay na natin, so separated na yung variables, ito pure of y, ito pure of x, we will now integrate both sides of the equation. So, integral of 2y dy all over 1 plus y squared minus the integral of dx over x is equal to the integral of 0, which will be our equation 1. So, ito yung solving for first term tayo. So, paano natin solve? Integral of 2y dy over 1 plus y squared is just by simply substitution. So, integration by substitution. Let u natin yung denominator, which is 1 plus y squared. Then, derivative both sides, du is equal to 2y dy. Tama. And then, sa substitute natin itong mga to, kaya nga substitution, integration by substitution. So, u, magiging 2y dy is du. Okay, tama. And then, over u. So, integral of d over u is, you can remember, ln u siya. Where u is 1 plus y squared. So, ln 1 plus y squared. Ito ang magiging equation 2 natin. Now, solving for the second term of equation 1, which is the negative dx over dx. Or, yun nga, nilagay ko lang na dx over x. The integral of dx over x is just simply ln x. Equation 3. And then, the integral of 0 is equal to equation 4. So, substitute lang natin ln 1 plus y, 1 plus, ln, the quantity 1 plus y squared minus ln x is equal to c. Simplifying, paano naging ganyan? So, explain ko kung paano naging ganyan. So, i-insert ulit tayo ng equation. Hindi. Dito na pa. So, take note lang. Meron tayo, kung naalala nyo, properties of logarithms. Kapag ang ln a minus ln b magiging ln a over b. Yun lang yung ginamit doon sa equation na ito. ln a minus ln b will be equal to ln a over b. Now, sasama ko na rin. So, isasama ko na rin na take note lang to. Ang ln pag plus naman, pag ln a plus ln b, equal lang yan sa ln a, the quantity a times b. So, ganyan lang yan. So, these two are properties of logarithms. Kaya itong ln 1 plus y squared minus ln x naging ln quantity 1 plus y squared over x is equal to c, which is ito yung magiging general solution natin. And pag general solution, so babalik tayo dito, palakihan lang natin. Substitute natin given y is equal to 3 when x is equal to 2. So substitute mo 3, 1 plus 3 squared over 2, 1 plus 9 over 2, 1 plus 9 is 10 over 2, 5. So ang c natin, ln 5. Tama. So from the general solution, so substitute natin si ln 5. So ln, the quantity 1 plus y squared all over x, and then is equal to ln 5. Lipat natin si ln 5 to the left side of the equation para maging and then minus ln 5 kasi, kaya etong buong to divided by 5. And simplify this is ln, the quantity 1 plus y squared all over 5x is equal to 0. Yun yung final answer ng problem or example number 3. So, kung may katanungan kayo, magkakaroon ako ng open forum before the quiz. So, tanong nyo lang doon kung may hindi kayo naintindihan sa But that's all about the separation of variable. So, sana nag-intindihan nyo. And good luck sa quiz. Goodbye.